I am James Howell. Welcome to the Deltahead stream. We are going to wrap up the very last extra bits of Shadow of Destiny that we have tonight. And as anybody who has either watched the VODs or attended last stream can attest, my mind was just blown by Shadow of Destiny. It basically took every dumb expectation I might have had, jokingly, and then it wound up weaving it into the narrative in a way that was substantial, and I mean, yeah, I don't think that I have had that kind of imaginative engagement with a roller coaster ride of successive reveals, and having seen the game genuinely play with that reveal when getting an alternate ending, so that the information from ending D remains true, and you only understand ending E if you have that in mind. So yeah, just brilliant game. Love it. Very funny, very charming, and I am so glad that I've devoted time on the stream to playing through it. So there are two more endings to get before that is all wrapped up, and so we're going to do that, and then after that I'm going to throw in Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, and we will play through the final kaiju missions on that. I think there is one optional ending to the Mecha Ganola fight that we're going to try and get. I have never successfully done it, but damned if we're not going to try. And then there is the regular Ganola's return in MGS1 Snake's missions. So that's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Pre-game show, books having been read this week. So yeah, as I mentioned on the December 26th stream, I got some great books for Christmas, and let's see, there we go. Now chat is up on my iPad. Got some excellent books, and have divin into them. Started reading Ring the Hill by Tom Cox. Very grateful to have received this. It is not currently available in the U.S., and I hope that a publisher picks it up. Ring the Hill comes from a local name of a hare. Let's see if I can find the inscription. Yeah, this is from an anonymous poem from the 13th century titled "The Names of the Hare." And this is in modern English, so I'm assuming it is translated, since this something this lucid with this kind of standardized spelling definitely does not come from the 13th century. The man the hare has met will never be the better of it, except he lay down on the land what he carries in his hand, be it staff or be it bow, and bless him with his elbow, and come out with this litany, with devotion and sincerity, to speak the praises of the hare. Then the man will better fare. So you better talk good about your hares, or they're gonna get you up. The hare, call him Scotart, big fellow, Buchart, the O'Hare, the jumper, the rascal, the racer, the creep-along, the sitter-still, the pintail, the ring the hill. And, I just love that. I think I need to find that original poem and break out my Middle English dictionary and kind of resurrect some of that knowledge. Yeah, man. The creep along, the sitter still, which is great names for a hare. Oh my god! And of course, the ring the hill. Oh crap! I just lost my place. All right, cool. Let me do that. I don't have a proper bookmark for this one yet, so we are still repurposing the dust jacket for a place marker, and also am making my way through this lovely book. Lovely book. The Night Parade of 100 Demons, a field guide to Japanese yokai by Matthew Meyer. And just the illustrations in this are gorgeous and horrifying. And you got that lady there. She's not going to do you any survival favors. And you've got this. So these are town demons. Then you've got, let's see, you've got this fella here. Old ox demon coming out of the sea. So you got some seaside demons. Got your standard giant one-eyed priests. And yeah, so and it also has lore about these things that normally I would want to know where this information is sourced from, but honestly, reading through this, it's so imaginatively and evocatively summoned. I kind of don't care. So yeah, this is lovely and a lot of fun. Movie-wise, I watched Samurai Rebellion with Nakadai and Mifune, which is a very fun movie, very very pathos-wrenching. It's one of these typical 2-hour affairs that winds up you really using that time to build up slow burn suspense and then pay it off at the end, where it has some really good Chanbara action. And also watched Beat Takeshi's Hanabi. So that is a lovely movie that broke my heart several times, and I did not expect to be emotionally engaged in that very sympathetic way with something like, just your sort of like violent cop movie. Evening, Peach Vine. It's good to see you. You are first in chat as I'm killing time with the weekly book roundup. So next on the watching list, there is an actor's revenge right here, which is alternately titled A Kabuki Actor's Revenge. Evening, Space Hamlet. It's good to see you. And no, you absolutely should not miss this. I anticipate that everything I've read says that this is the real ending, and my mind is blown as how much more real can this get? And I was so just mind blown by Hanabi that I got a couple of additional Beat Takeshi movies. Violent Cop, which kind of leans more in the direction of the usual sort of Clint Eastwood type characters I think he plays, and his remake of Zatoichi, which I am looking forward to because the original Zatoichi, The Blind Swordsman, is fantastic. So, that brings us to the point where we can start playing this game. Let's close this. Oh, let me pop over to the browser real fast. Hold on. I'm actually curious to see how many slots this is taking up on the memory card. Shadow of Destiny right there. Any others? No, looks like it's just taking up this one. Let's see, what do you clock in at? 111. All right. Soon I will have inbound a Japanese PS2 with a Japanese copy of Biohazard Gun Survivor, which I found for reasons that make sense in the way that region locking doesn't make sense technically to my brain as a thing that we need to have done. The peripherals for a US PS1 will also work on a Japanese PS1, and with backward compatibility of the PS2, the same is true there. So yeah, I'll be able to use my US GunCon 1 to play the Japanese Gun Survivor, which I'm really looking forward to, and that'll be fun to get on stream. There you go. All right. I changed up the format of the stream sort of visuals a little bit here. I realized I had a follower notification thing there at the bottom, but the way my machine is set up is apparently not the same as most streamers who have like dual monitors. I've got this little iPad here, and it doesn't make sense to have audio coming out of it because then I'm just hearing myself, and I don't see when I get follower notifications. So I'm kind of sacrificing screen real estate for a feature that I don't really use. So maybe in the future, when I have a setup that is conducive to that, I'll bring that back up. But for now, evening, Viper. It's good to see you, man. The music has changed. I think the music has changed. Okay. Kind of get vague this generation JRPG / Symphony of the Night vibes from that. I like it. Okay, so let's see. Does this extra get us the extra mode? No. Need to get those. So let's start. And I think that this is the way to do it. Got the little FAQ up here on my phone to make sure we're following the right track. The first thing that I'm seeing is that there should be an extended introduction. We're going to see if that's what we've got here. I see the skip option there, so I think probably not, but we'll just wait it out and see. Yes, Shantae, evening. Extra endings. Well, that's, So, from what we know from the other endings, this is the first time anything mortally wounding has happened to Ike in about 500 years, of which he has no memory because his brain just resets due to the homunculus' curse. And now, the fact that he finally suffered a mortal wound, he now enters the homunculus' power. And the homunculus realizes that Ike must go back in time in order to give the Philosopher's Stone to old Ike. So he has to keep resurrecting him in order to complete that task.
What?
No skip option, so this might be new.
What's going on? What on earth could have happened?
Am I dead again? That's fantastic for a new game option when you like have gone through the whole thing.
Bingo.
Okay, it looks like we're on the right track.
I'm flattered that you know me, but how does it feel to be dead?
Are you making fun of me?
Not at all. I beg your pardon if I've offended you. You are strongly fated today. You see, you are destined to die. But if you have the will to somehow reverse that fate by yourself, I can lend you some measure of strength. How about it? Will you deal with me?
Sure. You're on.
Well, I do like a man who jumps at an opportunity. But I want you to understand something, Ike. The destiny that awaits you is very potent. What I mean is, just because you managed to avoid death once...
Yeah, this is all a new cutscene, because I don't see the skip
Unless you tear out its very roots, destiny can't be cheated.
thing at the very bottom right.
Good. The hard part starts after you come back to life.
You're right. But that's also where your own strengths come into play. Are you ready?
This homunculus is a career counselor now.
Some of my time-shifting powers, Ike. I'm going to give you this digipad. Please use it well.
Alright. Yes, Viper, this is exactly as ridiculous as you remember it. Let's see. Given the scale of that digipad to the books, those books are tremendous! Alright, how do I... Okay, there we go.
But it's not as though you can use it anywhere or any time you want. This will respond to phenomena that have some relevance to you as its user. As soon as it begins to respond, it's usable, and you can select the digipad by pushing on the square button. After that, you specify the destination.
Okay, I've got the outline of flags I need to trigger to get this ending. And if these flags don't trigger it, then we'll know that I needed to choose a different couple of selections at the start. Basically, what I'm thinking is every time there has been a junction where I can choose the ending or the direction of the game, I've been given the same choice twice in a row to confirm that that's what I really want. And I believe I'm dead again. That is probably an option that tells the game, oh, let's go for the extra ending. But I'm not sure, oh, homunculus, which I thought would be a confirmation of that because it shows he knows who homunculus is. I'm not 100% sure that that is the right answer to get me on the right track. So that's what I'm thinking. But it shouldn't be very, it shouldn't take very long. I probably should cross myself as I say that because I've said that for the past couple of Shadow of Destiny streams.
Please wake up.
And Peace Walker.
Are you all right? Do you feel sick or something?
And that would be his daughter.
Sir?
I swear to God, if the extra ending does not have Ike also being every single one of these people, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Huh? What? Huh?
This is so weird knowing what we know.
Oh, sorry. I fell asleep.
Dana. Dana, that'll do.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes, Viper.
I'll just leave what I owe for the coffee here. The stone's not here. Not in this time, anyway. Well, maybe I'll see it later.
Okay, so this is strange. Ike knows about the stone. He knows about this loop and this cycle. So this implies that maybe Ike got stabbed again after all the endings and was then brought back somehow to this time to where he starts this over again, except with knowledge of what's going to happen. Of course, he is canonically daft, so he's not putting together that that this is in any way weird or that he has many solutions that he could enact to solve this differently. Let's see. So this could well be a cycling back to the beginning, but linear to Ike's experience in a way that he can't even comprehend. Yeah, this is totally new.
Fortune's told. Well, let's hear it then.
Some quality candle maintenance in there.
Welcome. I have been waiting for you.
I know. I've been here a bunch of times, right?
No, but I suppose you.
He's the only one with metacognition, and he's an idiot!
I am as yet unaware. Sitting here as I am, I will tell your fortune at no cost.
Oh my god!
Yeah, about that. Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
I'm going to find a red stone soon. It's probably the Philosopher's Stone.
That thing.
If I use it, then Homunculus...
No, don't utter the name of that cursed abomination. Who knows if he might be listening?
All right. I'll make up my own mind about what to do with the stone. How's that sound?
Okay, so maybe I should not mistakenly conflate Ike being daft with his cheerfulness.
I will lay my hopes on the future of your desire.
So I think you could be right, Shantae. Alright. Okay. So next up is a fire. So this is me, and this puzzle is already solved.
Life is so boring, isn't it? Anything I can do for you?
Hey, that's me.
Oh my god.
Yes? I hate to be rude, but I don't have time for chit-chat.
He's just so cheerfully in this world. Oh my god, Ike.
I guess this is as far as I go.
Oh, now we're on fire. I was just here.
Cool. Look at that thing burn.
That's the dude who hits me with his car.
Jeez, I don't think anybody can make it out of that mess.
And that's his friend. Yeah. Immediately calamitous.
I get it. It's no good without that stone. The red stone. Oh, no.
Oh, Ike.
It is difficult, after all, isn't it, to change one's very destiny?
Yeah. Oh my god. There's something really magical. So I don't know if another game has done this.
Sir,
I'm
please.
just gonna skip that real fast. The idea of being able to replay a game, knowing everything that will happen, and not having the experience of, oh, now I see what that detail meant, you know, which is great if you can swing that on the narrative end. But like not going like, oh, now I see what that detail means because I know the ending. Like actually having a protagonist who knows what's going to happen and gets it, and have them just comment on it as it happens because they know what they're going to do. Like they know all the major relevant parts of the story. All right, let's clearly I have to decline. I remember in one of the endings, Ike found the. In one of the endings, Ike found the right way. Ike found the stone in the tree, which had grown back again. Okay, just to make sure I'm remembering this right. Okay, this thing is not yet on fire. Cool. Yes, I do. You know, that's a good point. I wonder.
Hey, that's me.
He's just so pleased. Like one of those Back to the Future moments where you know what's going to happen, but you choose not to do anything about it.
Grandpa's in there. Please help him. Help, please.
Hey, Hugh. I mean... Sorry, kid.
Making choices like a man who's not able to resurrect.
What do you want? I have to keep an eye on my daughter, or she just runs off.
Oh. There's me, still juggling.
Even I can do that. Wait, no, don't. Wonder if it's different. And what the letter says, I mean. The red stone is the Philosopher's Stone, and the source of Homunculus's life. It's also the main element in the elixir of life, which is supposed to cure all diseases. So this...
So this is kind of head-tripping me a little bit. So, this was something I wondered when I played through the first time. Because, so, I remember dressing up as the juggler and throwing the egg to alternate Ike, and then him reading the message. But I also don't remember on my first playthrough that I ever was the Ike that received the message. I don't remember that happening. So is it possible, screwing up all of the time flow, that main story Ike's problem solving interacted with post-game loop Ike coming back through? So is that is what I'm wondering. Because if so, that's just mind-blowing. So weird. Was it different? I don't remember. It's been a while, so I'm kind of got my sort of Ike-ness happening in my brain here. It's really fantastic for a time travel story, actually using New Game Plus as a selection from the start screen. Not continue from your save file, but to actually start a new game and have your character at a different relationship with the events that unfold. That's right. It was the pan.
Is Dana? I mean, that waitress who was just here.
So am I going to be the juggler again?
Oh, so you found out her name already, did you, sir? You'd better get in line. Just kidding. Dana's in the back. She was just about to go catch up with a customer who left something here.
That's me. I forgot them here.
Oh, I see. Dana?
I'm just leaving now. Oh, it's you. You forgot these. This lighter and the pretty stone, they're yours, right?
Right.
Oh, good. I was just about to go chasing after you. Thanks for coming back.
Okay, so this basically eclipses the occasion on which Dana meets with Ike and then gets trapped back in time. The stone is finally in my hands. I wonder. This is what I loved about the last stream and why I went over time on it so long. I cannot begin to guess where the hell this is going.
You're not going in there, are you?
Dude, what do you want?
Are you gonna help my grandpa?
Alright, here's some hero music.
What the... I can't go back to the same time as before. I have to fix this another way. I guess the only thing to do is to use the stone, the Philosopher's Stone.
I'm not remembering how he fixed the burning building before.
Well, you have a nerve, my girl.
Really? What with that one being punished yesterday, too? What is it that you don't understand? What's so difficult about being more quiet-like? Dressing above one's station is an offense, you know. Do you want to be punished? Like that woman?
What's wrong with wearing what one likes?
And this dress is one of my quieter ones. Really good ladies. You'd like to wear this kind of a dress yourself, wouldn't you?
Well, I never. A little neighborly advice and she sasses me. All right, we'll have the law down here.
It's true.
That's right. You tell her.
She's a witch from beyond
That's not
time.
very pleasant, is it? Come on, let's just let this pass, all right?
Well then, in exchange for us not telling the law, you'll make us dresses for free.
Right, that is. You're a seamstress, you are.
That's right. You tell her. You'll make me one too.
Oh dear, I don't see how I could do a thing like that.
We're doing this just to be obliging. Whoa! What are you?
Who are you?
What's this? It's dark already. Get yourselves home, everyone.
Fetch up! Oh, sir! This man just suddenly... I see now. It was you. This little girl called for help. Wicked little sly boot. The hussy. Sir, you must arrest her at once.
What? Why should you think a thing like that?
What's this now? What are you doing here?
Yes, Peacher, this is one of the strangest games I have ever played. Alright, let's see if I can freak him out with a flip lighter.
Lord Almighty!
Fire from his hand!
Listen carefully. Stop bothering this woman and go home. If you do as I say, no harm will come to you. This time...
Sir? Mr. Watchman?
Yeah,
sir?
yeah, I used the cell phone the first time through.
And you will keep what happened here a secret. Understand?
Yes. Everyone, give your word.
I promise. Forgive us, please.
Please.
Will that be, all? If it is, you could perhaps go away now. And everyone, go home too. Godspeed.
Oh, thank you. You've saved me. But who are you?
No, nobody you need to be afraid of. But enough about that.
That's how I often answer when
What?
I'm asked that
What is
question.
it?
Well...
Look, why don't you stop by my house? It's right over there. We can't stay out here, and you can tell me everything inside. Let me introduce myself. I'm Margaret.
I'm Ike. Ike Kush.
Well, Ike, shall we?
Getting awfully close to my 2:30 limit. Possibly.
Mother, I'm home. How are you feeling?
I am all right today. There hasn't been a great deal of pain. Is someone with you? A guest?
Wow! Would you look at those strange clothes?
We met in the square.
Yeah. I'm Ike.
Your friend's voice is remarkably like your father's.
Do you think so? Where is Father anyway?
Closed up down there again. He won't come up, even with Mother like this.
It's all right, Hugo.
So, in this...
I love your father better for doing what he believes
Like, does Ike know that he is their dad?
Is that how it is?
I'm not sure how much knowledge he has.
Carry on after your father someday, won't you?
I don't know yet.
Well, maybe I'll just go take a peek. I wonder if Father had his dinner yet.
Will you excuse me for a second?
Which line are you referring
I'm
to?
home, Father. How are things? I guess that means the medicine for Mother isn't ready yet.
Oh!
Margaret, will you give this to your father?
Huh? What? Of course.
So if he uses this
Father,
to save
here.
their mother, that could prevent Hugo's
Sorry to
whole
disturb you,
motivation.
Dr. Wagner. The stone. It's the Philosopher's Stone?
What did you just say?
If you take a chip from that stone and brew it, you can make the elixir, the cure-all. Your wife will be cured for sure.
Ah, this is the...
It's the real thing. Brew it as soon as possible, please.
I thank you.
Please, it's okay. I'll be going now.
So if he uses the stone for that purpose, he'll never give the Philosopher's Stone to his past self. Therefore, he, as a future version of an undying alchemist, can't exist.
This is the end.
Guess so.
I've won. Cheated fate.
This is the best day ever!
You're all right again.
I can't stay in bed anymore, can I?
That's a really good question, Space Hamlet. So this erases the homunculus from existence too, or at least that particular manifestation of it. Oh, weird. It's like, it's his actual descendant, I'm guessing. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, there should be one more ending. That... I mean, that seems to be, like, the only, like, good ending, but it also requires post-game Ike to go back into the loop. And I guess it could be post-game Ike from any reality. Oh, weird. It's interesting. They used different VO for Eckert and Ike. Eckert, Ike. I wonder if they used Eckert to get to Ike in some way. I mean, they're both legit names, but just kind of thinking through how that might happen. Yeah, there should be one more ending. Let me see what that looks like. Okay, yeah, there is another way of ending that. Junko Kawano, you genius. Like, it's the remnant of Ike's consciousness. But how? Ike, I don't understand. Okay. So there is one more ending. There is something different I can do if I travel to the future instead of following her home. Something different will happen, and that will be our spread of endings.
Bingo.
Alright, cool. We can just skip through all that stuff. Actually curious, is that like a doorknob there hanging around? Oh yeah, that's the doorknob of the door. I think he enters the burning building. If he doesn't enter the burning building, then the digipad will not respond to a phenomenon that he needs to react to. Is my understanding of that. I think was it Wagner or Eckert? I forget the characters' names now. Who brewed it? No. I think my understanding was he worked on the entire Philosopher's Stone, which in its entirety contains the homunculus, because he had no reason to create the elixir of life. Maybe once the stone, I'm just spitballing here. Maybe once the stone was fragmented, it no longer could, summon the full homunculus.
Sorry, kid.
Well, again, kind of fudging a little bit of the causality because it's time travel, and you just kind of accept that it's not going to be airtight.
No, don't.
still,
Wonder if it's
of
different
options
than what the
and
letters
interpretations,
say.
I still like the idea of post-game Ike somehow dying again, then re-entering
The
this
red
loop
stone.
and encountering all the manifestations of his attempts to get around this. The one thing that does not account for, as I think Hamlet pointed out, is why the message is different. At the same time, that message actually doesn't need to be different, because Ike apparently already knows that. Oh, whoops, I didn't get the Philosopher's Stone. Alright. That's right, I need to go back to the cafe. Okay. This one's for all the beans. Gotta say, in town, I'm quite impressed with the lack of load times. Outside of transitioning between full time periods. Yes, I agree. That's the main thing that I think could have been accounted for better. Okay, got egg ornament. Now we go back to the cafe. Going back in time and fixing that problem, there's also there is also a sort of So if Homunculus doesn't exist, if Homunculus is not freed in the way that unfolds these events, then there is no one to have switched Margaret and Dana. So maybe Eckert also unleashes the homunculus in his timeline.
Are you gonna help my grandpa?
Again becomes Ike. And I think so. The one thing that Ike hasn't done in all of the endings of the main game, Ike has not changed his own past. He just keeps changing his future, even as his future sort of kind of loops through the past. So maybe he faded out. Maybe when he faded out there, he didn't actually stop the homunculus from existing. He just changed his past such that he became youthfully immortal under different terms. Yeah.
What the... I can't go back to the same time as before. I have to fix this another way. I guess the only thing to do is to use the stone.
Yeah,
the philosopher's
I can't
stone.
fix this, can't go back to the same time as before. He's recognizing that his gameplay options are limited. Weird.
Well, you have a nerve.
That's interesting. I can see that. Okay. Where's my... There we go. Here we go. Yeah, Shantae, I think you're right. It did mention that. I just didn't think it meant it in this way. Like New Game Plus as a timeline. Oh, wait. Does that just...
The stone. Oh, I have it.
So, it was too difficult after all to challenge fate.
Hey, there's something I want to ask you.
Yes, what might that be?
I need to show you this.
Oh, what a bother. I wanted to wait till later to make my appearance.
It's this stone.
Oh! If he comes in contact with it, he might wink out of existence. Just like everybody else who time paradoxes out when they bump shoulders with themselves.
I did it. I'm free.
Oh, but now...
Free from fate.
His wife still dies now, I think. Okay, if he cancels out homunculus with past and future homunculus, then probably that just is Eckert's descendant. Since everybody in this village seems to just sort of repeat likenesses across generations and nobody leaves. Yeah, Ike had two pretty different hero moments in either one of those. Which has me wondering, is this kid... so this kid clearly is, you know, calling to mind Hugo. I'm wondering if they're supposed to be brothers in this this timeline, since they're both of the same family and lineage. If Eckert didn't create homunculus, then his wife just died, and he, Hugo, I'm guessing, since they're drawing like a real strong connection between likeness, so the genetic traits of the ancestors are sort of refreshed in each successive generation, that Ike is Hugo's descendant as well, rather than Margaret's. Yeah, so in that timeline, everything happened as normal without any kind of supernatural goings-ons. Whereas in the first ending, in the first extra ending, there is still the opportunity, or the possibility of Eckert having unleashed the homunculus, having become New Ike, and having that cycle continue. Radio Ad. Radio Ad 2-3. Yeah, there's definitely some side story things that I have not even touched yet, and that would be fun to mine for additional material with some preparation on a later stream. Yeah, no, ending D, absolutely. I think the moment where you realize that Homunculus just like gave Ike the shortest term memory in existence, and made him eternally young. That's sort of the aha moment. Ryukyu King Hanashiro. Since this is the last ending, I want to give the credit scroll its fair due. I feel like the character expressions were pretty spot on. And I actually wonder if the fact that they only had an English language vocal track made that easier to devote resources to, because rather than having a priority on sort of like Japanese lip flaps, and then try to localize English lip flaps, they just had one set to do, and they were able to kind of really refine that, because I felt that it was pretty spot on. Yeah, I feel like the first EX ending is kind of like, all things considered, the best one, because digital technician, really weird to see Kenny Maizumi credited and outside of a producer role. Yeah, that's the one where like the greatest net gain happens. Although that also does leave open the possibility of Homunculus having been brought around. And in that case, that Ike is just continuing through time until somebody else delivers a mortal blow to him. Why, Matt? As labor. I have no idea what that means. Yeah, I'm not sure how the time travel mechanics are factoring into how the time travel mechanics are factoring into the second ending there. Because the main thing is he's got to die in some event that is part of his sort of like death rebirth cycle. So dying in the fire, that's fine. Did he plant or seed any additional knowledge by going into the past is kind of the question, which would make that relevant. I'm not sure. And this ending also raises another question of like, in what form is Ike persisting as an entity that he can say that he is living his life without regrets, because he seems, Ike as Ike seems to no longer exist. Unless this is the perspective of Eckert at the moment of I guess out of some self-awareness, knowing that he is not creating Homunculus. Yeah, they wanted to... there is, again, so each successive generation manages to replicate not merely the physical traits, but also some of the behaviors of their ancestors. In the present day, you meet a girl who is dressed like an NPC from the Zelda games, with like green lipstick and, you know, sort of like strangely proportioned hair and stuff like that. So and Ike actually confuses her for a street performer. So you go back in time and you see somebody dressed similarly outrageously. You can kind of infer, oh, that's that Zelda character girl's ancestress. She is in stocks and in a cage because she dressed too extravagantly. And then the women who sort of who turned on her are also turning on Margaret because Margaret is wearing a dress that's a little too fancy. So clearly, what they're looking for as an outrage has become a little more conservative. So that's the long way around that. So, before we say goodbye to Shadow of Destiny for the first time, because I do plan in the future to do a stream where we go through the additional quests, I do want to look at whatever this last movie is that we have surely unlocked. Oh, Tokyo Game Show 2000 Autumn. Alright, final trailer.
It's such a gorgeous stone, like a jewel or something.
If you feel any pity for this old man, find the stone. The answer lies in the red stone.
Didn't I tell you? Fate makes a powerful opponent.
Oh, weird to see them transposed over the loading screen. I also think it's really neat how that time travel mechanism appears in the digipad. Oh wow, they're just drawing almost completely from the endings here.
You're sure about that? She's alive. All right. Yes, he did say he was coming over tomorrow to look at paintings, for sure.
Are you watching out for me? Afraid I'll kill myself or something if I'm left alone?
Show me. Please. Oh, she's so soft.
I'll be 50 soon, and then it's all over. Life is short. You there, make sure you leave with no regrets, all right?
Dies immediately.
What?
What?
Don't you ever forget it. I feel the same way about my family.
I don't know if that's still in there or not, or maybe that's the result of a side quest I didn't do.
Children. Death teaches you how to live.
What are you?
I can try to be more like Mother was to us.
Yeah, I did like next to nothing in the cathedral.
Only you can change your own destiny.
Yeah, that's the Zelda looking NPC.
You must live on to get to the truth.
I am you.
I'm surprised they drew so much from the ending animations. I wondered. It kind of sounded like whoever did Eckert. No, okay, no, I've been this whole stream I've been confusing Eckert with the Alchemist. So anytime I said Eckert, assume I meant the Alchemist. I feel like it was that guy's VO. Man, this game, time travel narratives are confusing enough without transposing one character's name for another, right? So yeah, that wraps up Shadow of Destiny. I'm going to take a quick break here, throw in the VR missions from Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. We're going to fight some very, very giant monsters, and that'll be a good time. So I will be right back. Yeah, I love this game. This has easily become one of my favorites on this console, and also a favorite generally. This is weird and close to my heart in the same way that games like Tokyo Jungle are. I can think of very few things even close to being like it. All right, so give me 1 second. I'll be right back.